Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 12 Week 4. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, and I am joined by myself for a riveting matchup here, Rome versus Peacekeepers. I'm joined with you at home for an exciting matchup here tonight between 2 top teams, both in the Diamond Division, as it currently sits ranked 2nd and 4th, respectively. And, now is when I do like to start to kind of look at the divisions and where teams have settled as we get into these later weeks of the season. We're kind of past that initial MMR turbulence phase, and now it's really when teams start to kind of get a chance to compete for that MMR boost to go up and down in the ladder, and the battle, so to speak, is really on. The race for a top 8th position in the regular season ladder so they can go on to compete in the finals, where they will be able to receive prizes from our sponsors. That's the gist of everything that we are tuning in here to today. For those that aren't aware, there is a home team and an away team. Your home team is Rome on the left side, Peacekeepers on the right. Rome get to ban the first map. There is a pre-selected map pool that the teams can pick from, and each team gets to ban a map from that map pool. So Rome have banned Shipyard and Peacekeepers have banned Subway. And so a little bit of range, a little bit of close quarters off of that map pool. I haven't had time to dig into the stats to know if those are bans off of a weakness or a strength, but I will eventually look at those stats as we get into the series. Either way, map 1 is picked. The teams are ready, so we got to get ready to get into it. Abandoned is where we're going to kick things off. An exciting way to start this series, a map that I've been sort of thirsty to see more of. And now I get to watch 2 top teams square away. I get to figure out what some high-tier strats look like as the action unfolds, and round 1 begins now. Thank you all for tuning in. Get ready for a good quality back and forth as Rome and Peacekeepers duke it out. Rome on offense, Peacekeepers on defense to start this round 1. Soda utilizing this 2-story to get some pretty good angles into that middle warehouse. The trouble with this objective is that the 3-story is a powerful defensive building to be in. You can see Rushers is tucked in way in the distance there, up on top of that top floor.
Should be heading over to you quick.
And they actually have great lines of sight to the back and to the front if they want to rotate. And already, Meso seems to identify this potential corner peek. Nearly catches Rusher's heads. You can see the bullets just nearly penetrating. Ooh, Sequake's gonna come flying
44.
out.
Oh no, 54?
That's right, I read that name backwards. Sequake able to fly and get that kill, and another down comes out over the top. Not sure where that down is though. I think it's inside the house onto Soda, so if anything, a resable down there as Varus can rotate in. Should be able to get inside the stairs safely. Ooh, they do get clipped as they make their entry.
Did you?
Yeah, do you have a syringe on you?
Oh, and I don't...
Cool.
Can I get a syringe? D syringe?
Yeah, stay crouched. Stay crouched. Do you have a syringe on you?
I'm down. Yeah. Alright, thanks.
Alright, so Soda's able to get rezzed. Varus should be able to heal himself.
Yeah.
And so everyone here A-OK in the 2-story for now. 1 kill came in across the pond.
Yeah, so
I think a kill from Froke.
We lost one.
He's just in the silo area. He could be in the buildings. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I got 2 smokes too.
Yeah.
I'd like to save 1 for objective.
Just kind of listening into the strategic discussion here from the Rome squad, trying to hash out how they're going to approach this. I always love to hear communication, especially at a high level. It's very focused, very precise. They really have a good understanding of where their opponents are coming from. Oftentimes, they even know who the opponent is. And Froke able to get away from getting tagged there. Virus also fortunate Froke doesn't find the refrag. Barracks and Soda have rotated back over to the north. And Froke's going to risk crossing past Diesel's line of sight a second time undetected. This is a risky lane to be pushing because you see Rushers and Diesel again both holding lines here, waiting for this peak to come, waiting for this push to come through.
True.
And again, this 3-story, a very powerful position. They really need the flank to come in and try and enter into this building. I don't know if it's going to be coming through. Yeah, I think the Overwatch is going to stay here. It's going to find a kill. A good pickup. Soda tries to come flying out. Cannot. Rushers
32.
looking for something up onto this 3rd story. Still can't find much as Diesel is able to get one. Varix trying to work the flank, but the time is ticking down.
North side of garage again, he ran out.
Minute 45 left on the clock.
Again from north.
Minute 35, excuse me.
Keep your eyes on OBJ. Sasuke just rotated south garage, south back of garage, towards the pipes.
Call outs to the final surviving member of the Uchiha clan as they scoop up a kill and are killed. Down goes Sasuke Uchiha. Broke with a good pickup there, and Varix able to catch Diesel out on an over-aggressive rotation, and now with Rushers as the last defender, they have to kind of swing out here and make sure that no cap is coming through. So this forced rotation, as they are the final defender on objective, may actually result in their death, and it indeed does. Better than a cap, so the right move to make, but Rome able to pick apart this defense when it was looking good, when it looked like they had the setup to counter that entry from that north side of the garage. They ended up not being able to. Good picks all around, and you know, once they lost their on-objective defender, Diesel had to rotate out, and they end up dying committing to that rotation. So both players there at the end having to push out of that building, and it shows the power of that 3-story. You know, again, they had some good lines of sight. They got a couple of picks there, but it also shows the weakness in that it doesn't necessarily have direct coverage, and so an investment in defending the north ends up in forced kind of panicked rotations in that final minute of the round. And Rome take it. Didn't get to talk a lot about these teams as we jumped right into the action, but both squads playing pretty well so far this season. Rome on actually a 3-game undefeated streak so far into their season. So far undocumented, as in no casts on this team yet as well. And so it's kind of an exciting time for the top of the ladder, I suppose, to be tuning in right now, as you're going to get an idea of what Rome have been doing in the offseason, where they're looking skill-wise. Season 12, it's really the first look for them, and I think it's the same for Peacekeepers. I don't believe... Oh, no, we did have a Peacekeepers game early in the season, and they beat... No, we didn't. Interesting. I thought we had a Peacekeepers match this season, but we have not. But they've beat Embers, they've beat Raptors, and they've lost to Error 404. So both of these teams have had an impressive start to Season 12 so far. I mean, Peacekeepers to beat Raptors is a huge accomplishment for them, especially for their second game in the season. It's definitely a good indicator of where Peacekeepers lie, at least. Maybe also an indicator of where Raptors are coming into Season 12. Maybe not expecting so many teams to have put in a little bit of extra work. Either way, we're back into the action as Peacekeepers go on the attack. A bit of a different spawn for them. A bit of a faster spawn for them as they're already right out the gate on that 2-story, able to instantly shoot out some shots, secure 1 kill up into that top 3-story, and, well, now Rome sort of have lost their height advantage. And look at that utility being utilized. Smokes up top, Virus trades on the corner. Soda forced to rotate around, and Rome are getting picked apart on this defensive round right now. Peacekeepers have a plan, and they are executing on it. As that M203 smoke launch comes in, more smokes getting applied towards objective. This could be an indicator of an attempted push. Sasuke Uchiha is trying to stealth their way up to the objective, and they very well could slip under the guard here. Oh, Soda not identified there by Sasuke. Broke is able to peek out and find that exchange, though, and so Sasuke now the lone attacker and really the closest one to the objective. Soda with their back to this rotation, very vulnerable. They are going to actually swing up, and that's going to be the smart move. Sasuke has to, or should, stay silent here. They also have a lot of time, so they could also rotate deep around the backside, get up into that 3-story, try and look for picks there. There's a lot of options. Diesel, in the meanwhile, is also still alive. I didn't even see them on the minimap. They're actually in an overwatched position. And so they may have seen the rotation from Captain Soda, and they are taking shots, albeit, I think, suppressive up into that 2nd story where nobody currently is home. I'll have to keep an eye on these two, as those distractive shots allow for Sasuke to rotate what seems to be undetected. Although Soda is checking his back corner, so maybe they did hear the footsteps. Either way, still a lot of time. And this objective definitely a little bit tougher to hold with just 2. And if Soda wasn't aware of Sasuke's position, they certainly are now, and actually going to rotate over. Sasuke can peek down over this ledge. Oh, a nade's going to come out. And it's a smoke. There's the flash. Soda blind. Eyes drawn up to this 2-story from the likes of Froke, though, and Diesel still a little bit disconnected. As Soda able to find the kill onto Sasuke, Diesel now the final attacker has to push forward. Here's the footsteps of Froke, so has an idea of both the defenders' locations with 2 minutes left. Oh, and that flash is good. Soda's looking for the kill. They're going to find the angle, and Rome put up a great defensive round. A awesome flash from Froke. A couple of good flashes, really. Soda also blinded there. Great utility use, but not enough to get PK that offensive round. Rome go up 2-0. And again, this is their map pick, so it's not really a surprise that we're seeing these kind of attacks come in from Rome, so to speak, you know, and really a great defensive bit of play there from that duo to stop that. Soda on the corner, really a big kill there. If they go down, obviously the pinch onto that final defender is rough, and it's almost a sure thing, at least 1 point for Peacekeepers, but not the outcome. And Rome now have the 2-0 lead. This team certainly looking good here so far in Season 12. I double check that I was right on looking at these scores. They beat Dark Matter 11-11. Blaze 6-11, which is pretty impressive. And so Like he managed to put Peacekeepers up on their Season 12 wall, so to speak. Mount the head. A little grim. Theoretically, okay, it's all virtual. How about that? They will have a solid 4-0 win streak going to kick off their season. And so right now, they're kind of dangerous. They're a team that you really don't want to let run away with momentum, because clearly they've demonstrated that they can win with it, but they also have a lot of it. So it's going to really kind of multiply in itself right now. Rome could be a serious threat to Peacekeepers in this series if they're not coming in ready, at least this next round. This is going to be a key one to snag here. They do not want to let this go up 3-0. This is Rome's map pick, and so it's not surprising to see the lead, but now is the time to show that you can bite back and that you are also just as skilled on Abandon. We've had close rounds, so it's not to say that Peacekeepers haven't put up good solid efforts here, but scoreboard is the scoreboard.
One dead, one dead.
And out the gate, Havoc manages to find one from a distance. The confirm for Meso not connecting, and so the res still available.
I think there's one at the log spot where Varric sits. Maybe that's just a shadow. I don't know.
Okay.
Sasuke is going to be able to get that res. A good smoke thrown there to deny the vision from the 3-story. Really nicely placed, honestly, and Peacekeepers able to scoop that up. Sasuke Uchiha throwing out a good one. Very good play. They're now kind of in an awkward spot. But they are tucked in. Not necessarily vulnerable to Froke in that angle. Not vulnerable to the 3-story. And they can cover a line of sight. Maybe actually catch Varix on this rotation. They do spot it, though.
One just cross right side. One just cross right side. Watch right flank. Right flank.
And information definitely helps. We'll have to pop over to Virus to see if they react, and they're just going to stay disciplined on their corner. Wait for Varus to rotate to them. Use that information to their advantage. There is no other way up, and so Virus patiently waiting for the flank. Varus is on a long flank too, so the rest of the team's not going to really be a distraction. If anything, they're going to be waiting for Varus to get into position, and there's the kill. Meso, in the meantime, does find one on the other side. So they did try to time up the entries, but losing one, it kind of throws off the cadence of the plan a little bit. This defense can shift accordingly. Diesel scooping up that shot is key. Rome down to 3. Peacekeepers looking to put a round on the board here.
2 down left
Shots
side.
like that. They are looking in good shape. 4-2 now with an advantage for Peacekeepers. And again, in a very big round. 3-0 on Rome's map choices. Not ideal. You definitely do, again, want to show that you can kind of fight back, bounce back. Diesel looks for the long-range shot, can't connect.
North side garage.
I mean, and you know, we see some snipes come in, we see long range one taps come through. Those go maybe a little bit under celebrated. Because while they look like normal kills, it is not easy. Hitting a target at range in VR, definitely a testament to skill. Either player there connecting, and now Diesel going to continue to hold the rock passage here as Froke looking to make their effort up, and if they don't have any utility, definitely going to be a tough exit. And at the very least, they could use a distraction. If Havoc could throw a bit of a threat up towards Diesel through the center, there's maybe a way they could coordinate a little bit more of a stronger push, but we'll see if they tie up here. 2 minutes left. Havoc does seem to be working their way up. Diesel still has the ultimate angle, and Froke can be vulnerable here to that. Big round there for Diesel. They find their third. And with a minute and a half left, Havoc finds themselves alone in a 1v4. And, you know, it does seem tough, but these maps almost kind of lend themselves to, well, this exact situation where if you lose your 2 on objective, the other 2 on the edges have to rotate, and those rotations can risk your life. Virus is fortunate enough to rotate fast enough that Havoc doesn't peek out, and Virus actually may be able to catch this rotation. Havoc sees the drop-off, doesn't expect, oh, does expect the re-peek on the other side. Another goes down. And now it's a 1v2 with Sasuke and Diesel. Not necessarily with an accurate idea of where Havoc is. If anything, Diesel's going to be the one that's going to have the angle first. Havoc is going on a long rotation. 30 seconds left. Sasuke's tucking in. It is the right move. Allow Havoc to come to you, and Diesel spots them out of the corner of their eye as they check the tablet, and Peacekeepers hang on with a good defensive round. That near successful attack from Havoc. If that had just been timed with the rest of the approach, who knows what kind of offensive push that Rome could have had. But that is sort of, you can't ever go down that spiral of coulda, woulda, shoulda. Especially when you're in the series, staying competitive, you have to focus on the next round, not what you just did. And so, great one for Peacekeepers. Again, a very nice conservative round. They communicated well and held their angles, trusted in their teammates to hold their angles, and rotated at the right times to catch off the ultimate push. And I mean, I guess the rotations did die. The play and the act of rotating was the right call to be made, and they made it in time. They were there to challenge the 1v1, so to speak. But again, a good hold down to the end, especially Diesel there catching 3 up through the alley. A very nice defensive job there from them. They are now 6-2 on that scoreboard. So quite a good series coming in for Diesel so far. The trouble is, of course, individual success does not always lead to team victories, and so Rome still have that 2-1 lead. We are into a brief pause as we await the 5th joining back for Peacekeepers. Hopefully a quick technical restart will solve any issues they were having, and they'll be back in lobby, and we'll be underway with round 4. Either way, a moment to shout out everyone that is tuning in. We appreciate you all stopping by and hanging out with yours truly for the action here today. Just about to open up right here, see where everyone's at, see what everyone's chatting about. Certainly so far a dang good back and forth with this series, as you would expect with Rome and Peacekeepers. Here we go. Destroyer, Kaifuchi, Bees Gaming, Lox, oh, Loki. Oh, is that? Yeah, Loke 7. If we're gonna go by how the E's are working there. Larue or Bro-Y? You tell me. I just used the 3 as an E. Does it also work as a B? It's a Mr. E. And that's the only rhyme you'll get out of me. Wow, I didn't mean to do that last one. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. Do appreciate you all stopping by and catching the action here today. But back into it we go as we dive into round number 4 of map 1. See how Peacekeepers go on the offensive with this same objective up on that top hill in the ruined plain. And already a very different approach. Not going to funnel themselves into that tunnel entryway. Instead, opting to spread a little bit further in through the center, and also on the hunt for some angles up into that 3-story. Both rushers and Virus taking position up there. But no early aggression from Peacekeepers. No heavy presses up through the centers. It's instead what you would expect from a methodical team. Peacekeepers looking for those early picks, trying to catch out any late rotations from the Rome defense. And if they do spot anything, communicating it.
No, not moving.
Interesting little incident there. Rushers identifying what they thought was a person. You know, we actually probably have a clearer vision, I would say much clearer vision than they do in the headset in terms of distance. And so not really necessarily able to identify if what they're seeing is a person or part of the environment. So they take a couple of shots, get a reaction, and move on. Still, though, it did give away their position somewhat to the likes of this defense, which we'll take a look at now. See what Rome are kind of going with on their defensive setup. And it's kind of interesting. Varix positioned here to catch the flank from the start, not allowing that far cross to come through. So they are a key position to defend, but they also have a fallback there as Froke is here to defend in case somebody somehow stealths past Varix. Always good to have redundancies, as you see Soda on objective, but also covering through the center, and then 2 invested in through this hilltop tunnel. Havoc has also a line of sight up through the center, but how effective that'll be on this attack remains to be seen. They really actually have a pretty good path up through the center here that isn't covered until they get onto the hill near objective, so both Diesel and Sasuke could push up through that center uncontested. But timing is everything, and Peacekeeper is taking their time to see if they can pick anybody out. Seems to be the push to advance forward has been called with the 3-minute timer coming in. 3 minutes left on the clock, excuse me. Almost a team kill there on the Quick. Diesel checks their tablet and says sorry. And I wonder if Quick's going to opt to go in through the tunnel or continue sort of with Diesel around that tunnel. Seems to be that's going to be their choice. You still have 2 on Overwatch on the backside, but it looks like the push is slowly working its way forward here. Smoke from an M203. And that's a grenade coming in. Like I said, this center push is going to be the most effective.
Coming up the hill now, on the west side.
Soda calls that out, and let's see how the defense reacts. Havoc peeks up and over, catches one. Varix pops out, scoops up one, trying to come on from the edges, and now Peacekeepers have sort of found where this defense lies on their corners. It's not going to be enough. Varix scooping up Sasuke, Uchiha, Diesel, and Quick down to the final 2. And Diesel has an opportunity to challenge up through the center, but cannot get it. Loses his teammate behind him, and Rome shut down the Peacekeepers attack entirely. And truly, I felt the setup phase, one that was won there by Peacekeepers. They limited the information provided to the enemy team until the last 2 minutes, and then made their push up. The trouble, of course, was the execution phase, very obviously won by Rome. And that when they went for that push, the communication was on point by Rome. You saw Varix catch that crucial edge rotator that was going for the flank and then instantly support the teammate up through the center. You had the other corner come out from that east side, peek up over the hill, and really just good rotations off the information communicated by, I believe, Soda, who was in the center. And so if that wasn't radioed in, it certainly could have gone bad, but it's all part of the defensive setup, almost allowing that offense to come into your trap, so to speak, and then spring it. And I even saw one rotating into the tunnel to eventually rotate all the way around behind the offense and have clear lines of sight onto that hill where they could really shut down anybody that was getting caught. So it was definitely a sprung trap. And with 5 left alive on that Rome defense, a dang good one. Again, they're map picks, so you can presume the comfort lies more on Rome's side than PK's. But I think it's still a bit too early to presume just that. As Peacekeepers go on the defense, we change objectives. We get into round number 5. And we'll see
The whole night for some reason.
I glitched over some objects.
what PK are going to throw up here on defense. More importantly, how are Rome going to attack him?
Sasuke, you can get pre-fired. FYI.
Yeah, I know right here.
Information for those not in the know. But Sasuke taking the risk of crossing and continuing to push. Wonder if they'll work their way up into this corner and try and peek up and over the wall. Have to keep an eye on this position. Virus also going to be running into some action. A very late corner hold, but also one I feel should be grenaded. We'll see if Virus is safe in this corner or not, as Rome do work their way up through the tunnel. Rest of the offense already in the 3-story. Havoc taking a little gander through the windows, trying to see if they can spot out any of this defense. But everyone pretty tucked in on PK's side. And unless Diesel gets caught, I don't think there's really much for Havoc to see here. You're going to have to push down into the depths of this defense. Go up against the lights of C-Quick. Potentially Sasuke. But the time to move for Rome is now. Rome definitely playing these offensive rounds a little bit quicker. And what that allows you to do is throw out a play early. And if that aggressive play works, success. If it doesn't, you oftentimes have maybe one or two that aren't pushing as hard, more of an overwatch that can then sort of regroup and try and throw out a second attack. It is a very different strategy than some teams opting to wait all the way until the final, 2 or 3 minutes to make their push. And even then, we are still sort of seeing that from Rome. They only have 3.5 left here on the clock. Have almost no information on where this defense is either. I say no, but I guess they have also a lot of where they aren't, so it's all a matter of how you use the information you have. Oh, this cross. Meso just waiting to get scooped up, and there's the kill. Sasuke
One down smoke apartments.
able to find one. On the other side of things, Varex on a long flank to the hill. Catches rushers swinging around to objective. They're going to drop off, and well, Soda up next on the hit list for Sasuke as they come through the smoke. A good smoke that has denied the vision from Virus, but the setup here allows for coverage of both sides, and Sasuke proving to be a powerful defensive position. Definitely one that should be known by Froke now as well, as those shots come in to confirm. Rome left with just 3. And I don't know how safe Rook will be here. Virus finally becomes effective as the smoke dissipates from preventing their line of sight. The south attack gets shut down. Havoc
building his laggy ass traded with me on OBJ behind APC.
down to a trade. Varex potentially able to rotate around for a res, but time ticks down with 1.5 minutes left on the clock. I'm going to have to put something together here. There's utility to be scrounged from down opponents, but yeah, aware of the time, and there's not a lot of it. So Varex kind of has to go for a full send to get this res. And they will be able to get it uncontested because Havoc traded with Diesel up in that 2-story. Nobody here to watch down. Virus rotated off their position and is holding a new fresh angle, but could be smoked out. Oh, that smoke goes a little too far.
In the alleyway. Betty, I need your syringe. I need your syringe. He's in the alleyway between buildings.
Flash comes in. Smoke goes a bit too far.
Just
Varex.
throw it. No, throw it. He's in the alleyway.
Where's my fucking controller? It's on top.
I got it. He's in the alleyway.
Good use of VR mechanics. Love to see it. Varex getting a syringe. Nades flying out here as Havoc not disrupted by that flash. The rest of the defense now comes into play. 10 seconds left as Varex comes in towards objective. Sasuke here to defend. Seaquick as well, still over the top at tank. Varex looking for it. Time ticks down. And Peacekeepers hold on to their defensive round as we go the full 6 minutes. Shout out to those tuning in. Caveman asking for some FPV, some first-person view. I do pop into it from time to time when you see the gunshots or hear the gunshots, but it is a bit shaky, and also sometimes doesn't look as good as just being over the shoulder. So I prefer to try and get tight over the shoulder and. Some cases also, you know, floating around. It's all an effort to give you the best angle on the action in the cleanest way possible. But I appreciate the comment, and a shout out to you tuning in. Squirfy also stopping by here. I was right, it is bro. Why? I knew it. Loki 7, okay. Well, we're just making up how the 3 works then, huh? Into the action we go for round number 6. 1.5 minutes between rounds for teams to strategize. 1.5 minutes for you and me to also strategize. Think about how they're going to attack and pal around.
Yeah, it's one spawn.
Okay, they're probably gonna flash. Take it anyways. Hopefully they figure out.
Yeah, I mean, if they were reviewing abandoned, they're gonna know you're there. You could hide in the pipes. You don't have to be like right there.
I love my rock.
I mean, you could switch it up.
I'm gonna back up east and
So
fall
wait, so
back to
take
that
it out,
alley.
okay.
No, they're not gonna be there for a sec. I'll be back.
Yeah, stop me up getting the rock.
And an aggressive defensive swing here from Rome. A bit risky in that there could be that quick push to this side, but it is instead all 5 committing to the swing over to Havoc's building. And Havoc
Just
hearing this
one.
information. I just radio it into the squad. Holding the stairway entry. And again, the setup heavily favoring this west side. Those two going to eventually rotate in from that north, be able to pinch in on the warehouse. Broke. Could be in for some action soon. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you missed.
Southwest corner. Well, no, technically I didn't miss. Technically it's just
Did
not
it
far
bounce
enough.
off?
Yeah, but that's not
Oh,
a
I
miss.
see.
Yeah.
And you can see
I mean, what are
the round impacting on the roof there. Havoc fortunate that they're not downed by it. A good nade toss up top to Havoc. Doesn't catch them out as they rotate around. Virus also ducks away from the counter nade. Nobody gaining any ground here. Havoc able to hold on. Rushers contesting this, and I think Froke ends up getting a kill in through that center space. So the flash comes down. Rusher's blind, but Virus catches the repeat. So Havoc not going to be able to really get out of this position just yet.
Yeah, they're wasting time with that. Fuck.
Going in a bit of an over-aggressive push there from Rushers. Eventually someone had to go for the committal, but it a little out of sync there with Virus. Maybe the duo could have found Havoc. Either way, Havoc prevents that attack for now. And as Froke catches one at Warehouse, it leaves Peacekeepers with one in that 3-story and the other duo here. Seaquick and Sasuke Uchiha. The final 3 for Peacekeepers in what could be map point for Rome. They can lock this in. They'll move on to Peacekeepers map choice. Be interesting to see where Peacekeepers try and go. I wonder if they'll go for a little bit more close quarters or maybe head somewhere like Quarantine, Snow Peak on that table as well. So, we'll have to see. Still, though, an excellent map 1 out the gate for both of these teams. Peacekeepers battling away here. Sasuke looking for anything on this flank, but still hasn't run into any of the Rome defense. They're all staying very tucked in, waiting for Peacekeepers to get a little bit closer. And still we have this strange exchange as Virus tries to abandon Havoc in the 3-story with smokes. Froke pops out to support. And then duck back in. Rotate back towards objective. 4 now here as Meso also rotating towards objective out in the open, feeling maybe even a bit overconfident. Manages to get into that defensive building. And so, again, a very strong hold from Rome right now. Peacekeepers not going to have an easy path to success, although technically they're in a 2v3 in a lot of ways. Froke certainly can support. And Sasuke not going to be ready for Soda to get aggressive on the corner. An accurate kill count there as you hear the one left call out. Seaquick gonna flank Soda.
Hey, last one's on us. Rotate back, guys.
And here comes the rest of the defense. The call out there. Varix goes down. Seaquick looking for the ace as Froke tries to connect. Froke goes down. Seaquick's found 3. Meso comes up over the top and they finish what was looking like a 1v5 attempt as Rome, with just 2 left on alive, take map number 1. Wow. A heck of a map 1 here to kick this off. Gargar bot, I appreciate that. If you are enjoying the content and you don't already, please do hit that follow button. Oops. I was going to go to Twitter and promote the social media, but then you won't see this beautiful mug. Also, go to the Twitter and social medias. Make sure you're letting everybody know So you're tuning in to some high quality VRML action. I have to go and retweet right now the VRML Go Live. I forgot to do that, so that's my fault. It does help a lot to be spreading that news and getting the information out about the league. Obviously, we have a pretty consistent rate of new people coming through, and so it's always good to see that, and that is also a result of spreading that word through social media. So I appreciate people that do it. I love to see teams creating their own social media accounts for their team, and then there's a bunch of squads that follow each other, and then I follow pretty much every team that has a social media, and if I don't, feel free to @ me. I'll follow you. But @ me on your team's social media. So I can go follow it. But VRML follows all of them too, and retweets when teams tweet about going live or scrim, stuff like that. So it's kind of a big community effort to grow the space. And if you're not already, get involved. But a lot of teams are, which again is really cool to see. Love seeing all these squads have their own Twitters, and it makes it easier, honestly, to promote them too, because we can tag teams when we're in the Go Live posts on social media, and allows other people to be aware of those social media accounts and follow them. So, like I said, solid community effort to grow the VR esports space, and we are here to do just that. Still waiting on the map choice from Peacekeepers. Also, maybe waiting on a reconnect from their 5th. Seemed like Virus, or no, whoever died there disconnected after death. Didn't impact that round, but you're now waiting for them to probably come back and then kick off to that map choice. Give us time to look at the KDs. 8 and 4 there from Havoc. Diesel 6 and 5. 7 and 4. So a good start for Diesel, but ultimately not impacting in the space much after those early rounds. Ooh, in our map 2, not a pick I expected to see between these two teams today, is going to be Sand. And this map has had significant overhauls between Season 11 and 12. And while players may certainly be familiar with these changes to the maps, viewers and mostly casters like myself are very intrigued to see teams play here on Sand, because it's been mostly banned or just not picked so far this season. Not necessarily in contrast to it in previous seasons as well. It's definitely a I don't know, an interesting map. The map has expanded in size significantly since its previous iteration. There's been these outskirts that have been added in that do greatly impact the potential routes for entry and attack on Sand, which was maybe not a downside of the map, but definitely something that shaped how players played in Sand. And with the addition of these outskirts and with the changes throughout to a lot of the walls and the awnings and the different sort of peak angles, things that can be penetrable, it's significantly changed how this map gets played. And so very excited again to see these two teams who are playing great so far in Season 12 duke it out on Sand. We've got everybody in the lobby. Looking at the active roster for Peacekeepers, we have Diesel, Sasuke Uchiha, Seaquick, Virus, and Rushers. They stand the same 5 since map 1. And on Rome, we still have Varix, Havoc, Captain Soda, Meso, and Froke. So both teams sticking with their core. And I'm looking at the time. Man, that round a lot longer than it felt. Well, the score was 4-2. I felt like that round went a lot quicker, and maybe it was just the cadence, the pick cadence of that series. I don't know. Either way, though, a good map too. And we'll see what we get here from Peacekeepers as we go into their map pick for map number 2, round 1. And while the map has expanded, it still is vulnerable to the fast, quick action that it is almost trademarked for. But I do love our custom map designers. They have been a huge addition to the league. And it's awesome to see this map get this kind of glow up, so to speak. A big change, but also looks really nice. So, a big tip of the hat to our custom map makers out there.
Grenade from garage.
Utility coming in from the likes of Peacekeepers.
Flash and green smoke.
One to the left of my doorway, hard left of my door.
And a great smoke here, allowing Sasuke to enter in undetected from that line from Froke. Sasuke could be a serious threat here to the likes of Havoc if they do push up. A trade on the other side of the map. And Sasuke tries to figure out where this attacker is, where his teammates are. Froke could have gotten a bit over-aggressive there. This C4 could be deadly. Oh, and it sticks on the wall. It doesn't go as far as they're looking. Virus comes flying out before it can get detonated. Sasuke's fine. And they just lose one. Havoc's here onto this top floor looking as Virus seems to see
The 1G1 roof.
that rotation as well from Varus. On the other side of the map, a trade as Sasuke hunts for that drop-off of that roof from Havoc. Havoc's trying to swing around the edge, and Sasuke finds the kill. PK start their map pick perfectly. Just like Rome did, with a solid Marsoc start. And I kind of feel like both of these maps, Abandoned and Sand, are probably maybe the, or you know, again, I have to dig into the stats here. Probably their least played maps. Looking at Rome, they've played, Abandoned once and Sand once. Interesting that they ended up choosing into it. A clear indicator to me that they've been practicing it well in the off-season. And Peacekeepers have played Sand twice so far this season. So definitely an indicator that they like this map because they've managed to get it twice so far. And it's their highest played map with Cargo and Quarantine. Obviously not a lot of rounds played or maps played so far in Season 12. We can look at Season 11, but I'm kind of hesitant to use that as a utility tool because, like I said, Sand is wildly different than it was in Season 1. It is sure similar in a lot of ways, but there are significant changes to this map that, again, impact the way it's played substantially. So I don't even know if Season 11 and using those stats is even like a good indicator for what we can expect from these teams on this map. But yeah, I guess I can get predictions out for this map. I know folks want that. It's a little late, but that's okay. Oh, they gave me some time. Nice of them. Everybody bear with me as I get these out. I guess you kind of get like a free head start on this map too, but I don't know how confident I would be in Peacekeepers just yet. Especially with how Rome played Abandoned. Put them out though. I think I'm actually getting them out before the first round, so. Yeah. I got him out in time. And now if you haven't got
They
in,
got soccer.
it's your fault.
Good. You heard that?
I
In
think.
the action we go,
Don't you
round
love DPI
number
guns?
2.
What? North what?
We'll see what Peacekeepers throw out on defense. So far, Virus committing to an aggressive swing here to get tucked in deep, and this could be devastating for Captain Soda if they decide to enter in through this door. And it's interesting because Soda does have that option of pushing in through the old entryway, but the new one maybe a little bit too enticing for Soda to resist. Going around again to the outskirts allows you to kind of get through what can be a bit of a hectic center defense. So I like the committal here from Virus. And if Soda's not ready for someone to be here on the corner, they're certainly going to find their demise and
Traded one north.
a trade. Virus easily resible. Sasuke can rotate around looking at the overhead. Nobody able to get there in time. And looking at the overhead. You have to swing over here to Diesel, who takes some shots and is fully flashed. His Froke comes flying around the corner to secure the kill.
Nice job, Frog.
And a great bit of utility used there to get out that extended defender on the edge. And so we've seen, you know, one bit of an aggressive defense pay off, still resulting in a trade, and another resulting in a death. And so, if anything, Rome, ooh, now especially,
Killed another.
off
might be
to a
knock on
good
top of,
start.
the
4-3 with the down on the list. And what is this? A bit of an off cadence push. Meso is here,
One dead middle.
able to cross this street and contest objective. And you can see the defense collapsing now as here comes the full press from Rome. Heavy smoke supplied. Meso inside objective room, and Sasuke is here to defend. The final defender, the final surviving member of his clan, Sasuke Uchiha, alone in a 1v0 or a 1v2 now. A big pickup that they managed to get. I think a trade cuts this down to this. And the smokes are here, so Rome could want to utilize these smokes to their advantage, but they are also starting to dissipate. So the timing here ticking away. Not really, though. 3:30 left. They can sort of reanalyze how they want to push, which I think is going to be the play. And Sasuke has to kind of sit here panicked alone defending this objective. Sasuke taking shots, and Havoc gonna fly up to the top floor. Sasuke recognizes the risk of that.
No, you shouldn't be able to.
I was trying. I don't think you can.
And a little bit of interesting conversation. I'm curious myself because it seemed like Sasuke was afraid of that cap. That's why they were coming out the door, and Varus was able to scoop up that kill. But I do wonder if you can cap on that roof. Still, though, a little bit different than map 1 as we get tied up 1 apiece. Rome came out the gate 2-0 on their map pick, and just thinking maybe Peacekeepers would be able to do the same. Instead, we're tied 1-1, and yeah, we shift objectives. And we shift to a new objective in a fresh location. And while I have been saying, you know, the map's very, you know, that objective is an existing objective spawn. I think I've seen the objective inside that building. Now I'm questioning myself. Either way, we move into a, again, sort of new objective with the revitalized sand map. This whole area has been added to this map, and so I am very interested to see how people play within it, because ultimately an attack has to come through. 2 big arches to get through, and then even then, it's a bit of a battlefield inside the objective courtyard. Actually 3 arches to come through. So you have another entry point. So how do you defend? Do you let them get up to those 3 entry points, coordinate, and enter in at the same time. Very dangerous as nades can come over the wall, flashes, utility, all sorts of threats. I think we'll see defenses push out and potentially get pretty aggressive, looking for some early committal lines, some early crossing angles to catch out people from spawn. And into the action we go. For those maybe feeling confident after betting on PK, starting to feel a little bit nervous. As we dive into round 3, it's all tied up. And in my opinion, no real clear indicator of who will take this map. And there really hasn't been a clear indicator of who's going to take this series this entire time. Round 1, a great back and forth. Rome putting up great rounds, but Peacekeepers playing them very competitively. And like I said, I do anticipate round 2 to be an equally good back and forth. Oh, and right as Meso drops off the angle, Diesel crosses. And so they have gotten through one bit of the defense here. And like predicted, Rome has sent a little bit of their defense extended. They've also still invested 3 into the objective space, 1 into the tunnel, 2 into that objective courtyard. And if these 2 can work their way up into the center space, they may run into that option to challenge Havoc. And if they can get inside, then it's almost like a retake scenario for Rome. But a big pickup there, Havoc. Able to shut down what could have been. And now Sasuke not going to be too inclined to push up from that side. Lots of utility getting invested here, and Havoc still able to survive, but I think they were flashed temporarily as Sasuke is able to work up here, and not for long. Havoc finds another. On the other side of the map, Virus and Froke. Danger close. Rome looking to push up their advantage 5-2. Virus actually going to get past Froke here.
One's in radio station.
Oh, and now as they go back, Froke finds the kill. Still no one down for Rome as Peacekeepers cannot find a gap in coverage here. Be quick, getting a little breakdancing show from his dead teammate.
Yeah, you hear me while I'm not moving at all?
Now who's the bitch?
And a big pickup. Rushers able to scoop up that cross coverage. Now allows Seaquick and Rushers to sort of sync up, entering in through these archways. The trouble, of course, is Froke on a bit of a rotation. They're going to look to catch the side of Rushers here, and good coordination and a good pickup. There's the trade between Havoc, and with 3 left alive,
We had 4 people.
Rome lock in another round, up 2-1 on Peacekeepers map pick. Still, though, I think we're in store for what could be a 3-3 here for round 2. I don't necessarily see this going to one team or another. Of course, this next round is going to be a key one. Peacekeepers definitely want to throw up a good defensive round here, and you know, I mean, I'm just catching some comms, but it also seems like there is some, I don't know, maybe some trash talk going on between these two squads here. We don't know what's being said in the tent. We don't know what teams are chatting about in between rounds. They have the ability to talk to each other, but they also have the ability to talk exclusively to their team. And so who knows what kind of communication between squads is going on between the rounds. But definitely hearing some fight for the kills from both teams here. And I kind of like it. We'll see what Peacekeepers do on defense. This objective, after kind of watching it be defended, definitely seems tough to penetrate. That, of course, dependent on how you set up around this OBJ, but with 3 entry points and then so much unique coverage, so many different positions to take on the outside of the entry points, it definitely makes it hard to attack with grouped utility or even spreading out. It's a challenge to get so much control to spread out. So I am curious what kind of play Rome will go with. I almost feel like a tight stack of a team, you know, a 5-man press somewhere would be the most effective way to attack, but also very risky. You can lose your entire team to a C4, a nade. Gonna happen plenty of times. But within the first 30 seconds, we have a kill as C-Quick prones down, scoops up 1. Rome off to a tough start, an early pick. Not exactly what they're looking for to kick off this round, but exactly what PK are looking for. They need to shut down the Rome momentum. They need to put up a solid defensive hold of their own. And so far, they're set up to do just that. Oh, especially now, another pick coming through here. An aggressive angle from Sasuke as they've pushed up to catch out early anybody that's coming in to attack on this far east side. One of the potential threats I was talking about, you just have so much ground to clear if you try and split up and push through this map. Oh, Varus also in particular.
One more in the east, he's lit. Fucking Wi-Fi, man.
Could be scooped up there. Virus
Shot too.
doesn't find that shot though.
It's far east, like way off in the crates. We still got one center building. Still one center.
And 4 minutes left on the clock. Taking a look at the overhead, trying to figure out what the setup here is for Rome. They're having a tough time putting something together here, and Varix just not able
52.
to escape the coverage of Peacekeepers. 5 still left alive as Captain Soda and Baroque are the final 2 left alive for Rome. They have a lot of work to do. 3.5 left for them to do it. Soda has such a tremendous amount of ground to cover to get up through this center. So many different defensive angles from C-Quick, Virus. Sasuke somewhat out of this, but Rusher's also holding an angle. Is not going to be an easy one. Froke, I wonder if they have... Yeah, they do. A 1v2 in front of them.
It's in the halfway hallway in front of you, Diesel. Towards the southeast spawn.
So Froke can catch the kills here. It's going to be big, but they cannot. Rusher's able to get that. The footsteps heard from C-Quick. now. Soda identified, the last attacker spotted by Virus through the door. Is a good indicator for the rest of the team where Soda could rotate out from. And you can see everyone hunting, Quick spraying through the metal. Trying to see if they catch anybody out up top, but the round's not ended, so Soda must still be alive. And Soda going right up through the center. Virus, Quick, both holding lines here.
Yo, this guy's moving up. Maybe he's Warhog. Got him.
And the call-outs coming in there from Quick. Just from both sides, truly, we're just hearing very good comms. And it is what is leading to these dominating rounds, because they're identifying and calling out early the positions of their opponents, communicating that information accurately to the team, and then the team is acting off of that. So you're just seeing a very two well-oiled machines square off against each other. I would say for that objective in particular, my opinion very much into the side that is a Volk favored objective. There are definitely OBJs like that across all maps that are easier to defend than attack, and I think that is certainly one of them. This objective is a little bit more interesting. Inside the center of the bazaar, and again, this has changed significantly from its previous iteration. This objective used to have nearly no coverage around it, and while it still is limiting, you can nade in through the roof, there is still vulnerabilities. It actually has walls now, so windows to peek out of, solid cover to get behind. And another objective, I'm really not sure how it's going to go. I feel that this will be a bit tougher to defend, just because it still has so many entry points, and now with these sort of extended even, the new extensions to the map, I feel like aren't necessarily utilized here, so it is going to be sort of a old style firefight in the new center of sand as we get back into the action. Round 5, we're all tied up 2 apiece in map 2. If you are just tuning in, we do appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. I'd love to see you come by for more VRML action, and believe me, there is more. Oh, Sasuke completely flashing themselves. A bit out of sync on that push out. Havoc able to find one. A firefight breaking out on the other side. And Quick finds Froke. Havoc going to try and be a threat from the back here as Sasuke dives out and IDs Havoc inside. So those communications radioed in from both sides. Havoc communicating the attackers here, but also Havoc's position given away. And so Sasuke and Diesel trying to cover for this threat as we break out into another firefight on objective. Quick has continued their push up the center. And now the on objective defense is gone. Varix rotates back to rebuff their defense. And the callouts are there. We need help. Meso able to get a big double. Shuts down the entry onto objective and the corner. Stays alive and can rotate back to objective, which is what Havoc is trying to do. They get caught out by this push in. And Meso is here to find the refrag. And we're into a 1v1. Sasuke, Uchiha, and Meso. As Meso finds the kill, Rome in a minute and a half. Defend their OBJ, but just barely. A lot of retaking done there from the likes of Rome. Peacekeepers nearly snagged that one. But Rome takes the lead on PK's map choice. And now Peacekeepers have to defend on this objective, which, again, a little bit chaotic. But you are sort of tucked into the corner, so not sure. Chaos is what to expect. That's what I can assure you. You're going to get chaos on this kind of objective, just like we did last round. Would be interesting to see a delayed attack, though, and a utilization of these external paths. Something that did not used to be possible. You can now go around the outside of the old barrier of sand. And I really do like the new redesign. I know I said it once already, but really cool. Feels much more like an actual village in the middle of a desert. And hats off to our map designers. Well, not ours, but the custom map designers. I mean, the attention to detail here, pointing to other maps, Shipyard, Quarantine, Downfall. Love to see it. And we are certainly at sand. And an interesting strat there
Push north
by the likes of Rome, instantly giving away their spawn. But then if you look at the overhead, dispersing outwards from that spawn to the edges, leaving two near it between Soda and Varix, and the timing sort of trying to throw off this defense. Soda able to tuck up, but Rushers identifies this, so Soda's position not exactly safe. Very risky. Froke down to Virus on a wide flank. Essentially lined up with the rest of this push that is coming through. Havoc has control of two-story. Meso and Varix coming in. And I don't know where that radio is coming in from, but an interesting audio bug that we are hearing somebody calling out information from one of the teams when we go over a certain space. Either way, Rome down 1. And with this kind of attack, we really do have to keep our attention divided and split amongst several different perspectives here. Havoc on the roof, Meso ready to make their entry. It's just a matter of syncing up with Havoc's support from the roof. And they do just that. Havoc able to get the refrag. And Soda covering for Havoc, so Rushers can't peek. And it's all about all of these different parts of that teamwork we're allowing for these sort of attacks to happen, and Rushers making a great play here. Going prone, but their ankles getting caught out by Havoc on the other side. They were dodging Soda's vision and looking for that slice up onto the roof. Couldn't find it. Now we're into a 3-3. Pop our attention over to Sasuke as well, who should be running into a bit of an altercation with Varix soon enough.
On me in the north.
One's pushing my position.
Wonder what Varus is going to do here. They actually have the option again of dipping outside and challenging them out of their door where Sasuke is, but I don't know if Varix feeling confident in that kind of swing to the outside. On objective was C-Quick as utility comes in. The other two, Havoc and Soda, tasked with pushing up towards objective.
Smoke in the front.
Oh, and fall damage getting taken there by Havoc off the backside. Not ideal. If they get tagged, won't be resable, will be instantly downed. Has to also utilize a syringe to heal. So a bit of a mistake there. Although at this stage, I don't know how easy it'll even be to get a res onto Havoc as they do push up.
Last guy's in OBJ, one's radio.
Danger close to this objective.
If you kill OBJ, you can cap.
And I wonder if Seaquick hears that call out. It's not entirely true. Sasuke has that line. They've rotated back here.
Hold up a little more. He's on the flank.
Minute
he going
20
through my
left on the
tunnel?
clock.
No. He's going through Russia's.
On the outside, south.
And comms are here, but the support from Varix catches the on-objective defender. Virus has to push in as Havoc is here. Sasuke still not rotating either. Maybe now with the comms from Virus, they're coming in. Varix is proning up to the objective. Havoc is inside. Rome could cap, but they're also just looking for the round win. Sasuke able to get one as they crash inside. Duck down under the shots of Soda, and Varix catches the edge. Rome take a second map with a great Marsoc attack and go up 4-2. A little stretching after some intense, tense action. Tense action. A great competitive series delivered here to us today, and one that isn't quite over just yet. Still have a third map to be played. And the scoreline currently sits 8-4 in total rounds. And so what we have seen from, I believe, Rome in particular, is that their last win against Dark Matter was 11-11. And now, while they have won the series, they will go up in rank. Their MMR and how much they gain is determined by how many rounds won. And so we will see what we get here for map 3, which is going to be Quarantine. A bit like Abandoned in that it has a mix of ranged and close quarters. A bit like Snowpea. I mean, all of these maps, I suppose, having a bit of a theme. Downfall I would really consider to be the one true, consistent long-range map. The others have also elements of tight quarters. While Downfall does, I still feel is much more of a long-range map. Abandoned, obviously a long-range map, but also does have its hills and lines of sight to be denied, so whatever. Quarantine, a fun one to tune into. Very excited to see these teams duke it out here as Rome go on the offense and PK on defense. As a reminder, this is Rome's map pick. And so going for something similar, I suppose, in theme or in style. I'm not even really. Just that it's fun to watch, and the strategies end up being somewhat similar. Spreading out and circling on the objective at once works very well on Quarantine if you can execute well. The setup phase, all important, but again, that execute phase, when you try and spring your play, spring your trap, that's what obviously becomes more important on a map like Quarantine. Sometimes the setup phase is more important on certain maps, certain objectives. And with Quarantine, it's always kind of a question mark because there's so many objectives available. So you don't even really know what you're going to get. You have only a minute and a half between rounds to strategize. And even then, if you're on Marsoc, you don't know where you're spawning, so tough sort of hash out what you want to do here on this kind of map. But should be fun to watch. And I say this, but both teams certainly have knowledge of all objectives, all spawns on all objectives, and how they want to attack those objectives as a team. So, who we get? Rome certainly playing good here today so far, though. Playing a consistent series, 4-2, 4-2 on both maps. We'll see if they can run away with a third, or if Peacekeepers can claw back on the rounds 1 as we get into the action. Round number 1, map 3.
Watch the quick peek.
I think you hear Froke say there an interesting thing. Don't choke this. And, you know, Rome already won, but, you know, the importance there being relayed from Froke that we still need to win rounds. We cannot just give away a second map here.
Oh, I think I actually pulled the pin for a second. Quicksand burning, okay.
I'm gonna go push.
I see him, I see him. Wait, you said Quicksand burning? Gotcha.
Soda's pushed up very fast, taking control of burning, and has called out Seaquick's position here to the team. And it is a bit of a double-edged sword. Because of Captain Soda's positioning, he has to be very clear to his team where he is, and also very clear where the enemy is, and they may not necessarily know where Seaquick is. So there's a risk of a team kill here off of those comms, but probably not to be expected as Rome.
One just crossed south.
Very good with target acquisition. We may see a bit of a trade here on that south side.
At me or they did?
As Havoc is able to get across. Virus staying tucked in is not going to catch this out, and I wonder if Virus will eventually peek here to try and catch that kill up from this 3-story. Trades on the other side. Sasuke finds one. Virus waiting to see this swing up from this side, and there's the identification. Another kill coming through from Peacekeepers, and Rome getting picked apart.
Oh.
Smoke's getting dispersed, and Varrick's giving a motivational massage to Meso. A motivational massage that loosens up that trigger finger to find another kill. Stuff like that cannot be done on 2D PC esports. It's only here that you can get motivational massages. Not motivational enough to protect him from bullets, though. As Soda able to finally get rid of Seaquick, and Rome able to stay in this as they whittle down the rotations here. Now, shortly going to be 4, as both... No, just one res coming in there from Sasuke. I was thinking that the... now... defender on that hill was an attacker, but not the case. 228, and Peacekeepers are on OBJ, ready for this attack from Rome.
Soda, he's in the back building. He's in the back building behind him.
The smoke just fucked me. I don't know if I got him. He might not be dead.
Soda's smoke intended to allow this entry, but Rusher's there to catch it out. Peeks out from the stairs. Scoops up one on the corner. Varex is going to be able to get across, though. they may be able to get the angle onto rushers on the stairs here. And rushers finds the final kill. PK. Kickoff Rome's map pick with a 1-0 lead. Solid Marsoc hold, or excuse me, defensive hold. And with an objective like this, definitely a tough one to attack from that west side. I feel like if they had gotten control of the east of that south corner, could have obviously been much more devastating, but a proper setup from Rome pays dividends. From Peacekeepers pays dividends on the defense. Good aggressive positioning there in the south to catch out one of those rotations, and a key kill at that. So very good job from PK to put up a defensive round there. A nice hold. And Rome now swapped to defense doing the same. Pretty standard stuff coming in, though. You know, you really are getting a good indicator of, again, meta play here. And, you know, it is just, again, a demonstration of two teams with a very good understanding of the game playing against each other. You know, both of these squads been around for a long time. And, oh, I need to get predictions out. Sorry, I never gave the winners. All just to keep you around here. Looks like you get one out now too. Nope, I won't. I don't have the preset, and we're getting into the action. Apologies, no map 3 betting for you. Series is already decided. Either way, back into the action. Like I said, round 2 kicking off here. A west spawn for Peacekeepers. They could be right into the action. Same spawn that Rome had in similar defensive positions here. Soda taking up a spot on the stairs and has a good line of sight down into anybody that wants to cross the gas. And this is a very, again, methodical setup here from Peacekeepers. Look at the overhead. You can see 2 swinging all the way around there up on that north. They're moving all the way over to that northeast side. And you can see that Peacekeepers are going to go that east side uncontested. There is no similar defensive setup from Rome like there was from Peacekeepers in that southeast. If anything, it's actually pretty heavily stacked to this west side, as Varix is sort of trapped now, waiting for the aggression from the likes of Peacekeepers. They're also pretty far away from objective. So if that far northeast flank ends up paying off, could be bad news. And I say that they don't have eyes on the south, but they definitely still do have coverage of that late cross, the last street that PK will have to get across. Soda can peek through that crack in the wall, and Meso is tucked in here, very patiently waiting for anybody to try and make it.
Start from the west at gas station.
Ooh, and Froke nearly getting tagged by that suppressive fire. The cross still not coming through there, as, again, Meso waiting for those two to get across the street. I wonder if any utility is going to be used.
So, if we dump smokes on those doors...
Oh, they have been identified, and now they can't push up any as Diesel takes the risk to take those shots. They did nearly push up. Wow, if they hadn't taken those shots, I think they could have surprised Soda.
We lost our guy in the middle.
But
I got the guy that got him.
getting that kill does allow for 2 to get over onto that south side, so Soda won't be safe for much longer.
One in far southeast corner in the dunes, way back, east side.
Virus and Sasuke could be in for a bit of a tough time if Virus peeks out. The smoke gonna drown out the audio cues. And this push is coming through, but Sasuke goes down. Casey quick coming in. They trade on objective. Frope finds the trade on the backside, and with 2 left alive on defense, Rome take their defensive round, go tie this thing up 1 apiece on map 3. No easy rounds here today, no matter the map, no matter if the series has been determined. Neither one of these teams is making it easy for each other to get W's. It has been consistently down to what feels like those 2-1s, but also we have had some dominating rounds from both teams, where I think they both had a round on defense where they've had 5 alive. So I really feel like we're into a very even matchup here in week 4, and I love to see it. You know, we caught a good one from Animal House yesterday, kind of a similar style, an early 2-map victory, but still great rounds that were hard fought. And, you know, we're going to see a little bit of the other side of the ladder for the weekend. I think we're going to be catching 4 teams, respectively, that have not been cast yet this season, or potentially ever, if I'm accurate. Saturday at 6 p.m. PST and Sunday at 12 p.m. PST over on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. If you do want to pop on over there, give the channel a follow, I'd recommend it. That's where that action happens on the weekends. Also, obviously, live on Venues, Facebook, and YouTube. Venues is a really cool application you can download on the Meta Quest. It is called Horizon Venues on the App Store, and I would highly recommend checking it out. You can watch these games on a massive screen with other people in VR. It's a really cool way to enjoy the action. And if you haven't, take a gander if you have a Quest or Quest 2. Back we go, though, into round 3. PK on defense for the down to play an objective. Certainly a tough one to defend, and I'm curious to see what sort of attack we get from Rome. Out the gate, it's going to be 5 coming in from this north side. Nobody committing to any sort of south presence here.
One center, one center, one center.
Could see some early action in the north here with this defensive setup. Diesel and Virus extended out to sort of catch this sort of early aggression. Ooh, and Diesel getting picked up by Meso there. Oh, Diesel actually able to get a counter frag, though. Before they went down, they tossed the nade. Just the down, though, so that should be an easy, uncontested res from Captain Soda. Virus, though, is still alive and well here. There's the res. And Virus is defending against potentially 4 attackers here from Rome. They're not even aware of all this threat either, as they still haven't ID'd much of anything on this side. Speaking up here, they'll certainly catch something. Down goes 1. Utility coming up and over. Meso goes down. Varix not there to peek. Virus has caught 2 in the north and identified 2 more. Finally, they get rid of them on the white car, but A 1-for-2 trade with comms coming out to their team. A great hold from Virus there to even the odds for PK on defense.
Ready to run.
Could have been bad news for Rome. And with those confirms, you can see the attention now from Seaquick directed here, but Havoc is able to get past. Could potentially dive down over Sasuke's line and contest, but that's a pretty big risky play to make. Even this peeking is pretty risky as they tuck back in. Seaquick nearly getting free fragged. And there is the refrag. Rusher's also
Jesus Christ.
peeking up.
Okay.
Taking a very big risk
Yeah, I know,
popping
I
up
hear
from
one
that
over
position.
there.
They might look for it again. I don't think Havoc has seen rushers yet. There's the flash. Soda, meanwhile, rotating around from the west side.
One still near wicket.
The middle part of the airplane. He's peeking through one of the circles.
Still
It's a
want to
dumb
keep
spell.
our attention here, but also should be wary of Soda on the flank here. Soda could rotate all the way around the plane and come in from this backside and be capping on objective.
I missed him. He's still there.
Fuck me.
They do continue to push in, though, and Sasuke very aware of this. Varix finally catches rushers, and Sasuke, as the final defender, goes down in a trade.
Capped if you didn't trade.
There's the call they could have capped if they didn't trade. But Rome do take a Marsoc round out from what was looking to be Volk trades. That has been sort of the theme of this series so far. Rome able to find a few extra rounds each map and take the map win. They do it just like that, where it is close on defense from PK, but still Rome with a good solid play come out on top and up 2-1 now on their map choice. So again, not necessarily something unexpected, but was definitely hoping Peacekeepers could stay close here, and they are staying close. It's just now a matter of can they win a Marsoc round. Feel like Rome is looking good here, and obviously with a comfortable 2-1 lead, they can get maybe even a little bit more aggressive on defense. So if Peacekeepers opt for the north, they should almost be expecting a fight up there. And I'm just looking again at chat. Steve losing out on the channel points. You hate to see it. But you are funding the others, okay? Think of it that way. You're just a generous viewer. Back into the action we go as round 4 kicks off. Rome on the defense, PK on the attack. Bit of a different spawn for this PK team, though. They're already here in the north, and they can actually play this one pretty aggressively if they so choose. Going to be kind of tough for Rome to throw something aggressive out here, and it could actually bite them
The white truck
if
in
they
front
do
of
go
us
for
at that
something
bridge.
aggressive.
If someone comes,
Oh, and there's the M203 launched. Virus confirms. Good communication. Does exactly what he called out to the team. And now they have full control of North. Peacekeepers may be looking at a cap attempt here. There really isn't a terribly good coverage of this front side. If they lose Soda and Meso, there's a potential for a cap in the corner down on objective. A lot of potential threats, and already Soda is down as Seaquick is here on objective. Varix trying to rotate in, can't. Seaquick's tablet out. as Froke comes into a rotation, gets a kill that is key, because if they had died, it would not have been 3-2 for Peacekeepers. Seaquick with a incredibly fast cap. I mean, that was 3 to 4 seconds where that code got punched in. Blink and you would have missed it. Lead now into PK's hands. The perfect round for them. They regain control here and now go on the defense to an objective that is arguably pretty tough to attack. I suppose looking for kills is the easier route a lot in this case, in my opinion. I feel like capping on this objective is a very tough task. Requires a lot of winning trades, meaning that you do not die when you find the kill, and a good 3 or 4 smokes applied around the objective space to properly smoke it out. So PK again with a great rebuttal there on that cap, completely under the nose of Rome. I think really just catching Rome off guard. And I'm surprised to not see the rotations come in earlier. Either way, Rome now down a point on their map pick
We'll know for next time. They just
as
got
we
lucky.
go into the
We
action.
got 3 going north.
Oh, yeah, I'm going
pushing,
down.
I'm pushing center
I know,
burning.
where
If
they
you just sit
they
there.
spawn behind, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna push the rubble in front of the building.
Good one, good
And a
one.
dang good start to the aggressive attack style here from Rome. Havoc with another on the south as Seaquick goes down. Rushers able to shut down a little bit of the aggression up through the center. Very risky thing to be doing, as there is a lot of eyes on them. Rushers extends out to find the kill, but Soda able to reimburse over the top. And now on objective, defense is very weak. Froke gets past Virus, and there's 2 smokes on objective. Oh no, PK. Don't lose it. The smoke dissipates. Virus finds the kill. Varix able to get the trade, and Diesel off on a bit of a journey of their own, as they may be able to get back in time. Still, though, a cap opportunity here for Rome squandered, as Diesel will get back to have proper coverage of the objective space. Will they catch Havoc crossing? They will. Barks and Soda up next on that list, but the smokes are out here. Rome very much thinking about the cap, and that could cost them as Soda goes down to this rooftop defender, and now Varix is the last one in a 1v1 here as PK looks to clutch map 3. Varix must stay quiet, but I'm hearing footsteps, and they are sprinting up here to challenge on this corner for the 1v1, and they get it. Rome not out of this just yet, fighting tooth and nail for every point they can find. They don't want the outcome to be like it was and their last win. They want to lock in their 4th dub of the season confidently. With all 3 maps secured. Current scoreline 11-7. So the best PK can do here is 11-8 for that final scoreline, which again is still pretty good, but does give Rome a solid W and those, again, MMR points regardless of the final round secured. Taking a look at the KDs as well. 6-2 there from Varix. They've been playing a big back half here. Not very active for those first few rounds that PK won, and now finding big kills. And while we do wait, a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Talked about them at the start of the stream, but our sponsors come together to offer a hearty prize pool for our teams to compete for at the end of the season. The top 8 teams from the regular ladder move on to battle for what is that ever-growing prize pool. It'll be increasing throughout the season, hopefully, as we tack on new sponsors. But those sponsors are VRML, HyperX, VR Wear, our merch sponsor with great merch, VR Cover, ProTube VR, and our newest sponsor, Edition Border Foods. If you want to learn more about that sponsorship, you can head on over to borderfoods.com/VRML. We can find all the information as we get back into the action for the final round of Map 3, round number 7. We've come all this way. Oh, no, excuse me, 6. I didn't do the math. There was a cap.
Last body's in the window.
You're not even fucking turned towards me.
A trade there as Havoc is downed in Resible. Another kill
Top AC unit.
coming in from Sasuke.
I downed one.
Protecting Diesel from what could have been an aggressive push, and PK up 4-2 as it's just Froke and Varix left on objective. The aggressive send out does not pay off, and Froke nearly getting tagged there. That bullet just missing their head. And the trouble is Froke can't really afford to not be here. They have to stay inside this and defend. But they're at risk to all sorts of different angles. As Rushers catches one, Diesels finds the final, and PK take a map. Rome not able to lock in the final quarantine map pick, but still putting up a couple of rounds won. So the final scoreline is 11-8, with Rome locking in the Series W. Big shout out to everyone that is hanging out here tonight and has been tuning in to the action. I do appreciate all of you for stopping by and tuning in to what has been some great Onward. As a reminder, we have more games this weekend. Saturday at 6 p.m. PST and Sunday at 12 over at twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. If you want to tune into that, you can catch that action over there and on Facebook, YouTube, and venues. So be sure to drop by the weekend. Might have some games Friday. You also should see matches getting covered by a couple of new casters in the coming weeks, maybe even some Spanish casts, so keep your eyes peeled for all those announcements. But that'll be it from me here on the caster's desk. My name has been NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out tonight. I'll see you all this weekend for more VRML action. But until then, stay classy.